What's up guys, it's OLDBOY. I thought I'd give you guys just sort of a quick overview of what my gear setup looks like. A lot of people ask me how I use all of my stuff in tandem with each other, like my 404, my MPC, 202, Stylophone, all that kind of stuff. So I just kind of wanted to give you a quick view of what my daily beat setup looks like and how everything sort of communicates with each other. Let's take a look. Alright, so we're going to take a quick look at the MPC1, the SP404SX, SP202, and the Stylophone. So the MPC is really my daily driver right now. It's an all-in-one standalone sampler. You can make a beat start to finish in box, and that's pretty much what I do. I make my beats and do most of my mixing in box for most of my tracks. Not only does it sample, but it's got EQs, compressors, limiters, several synth plugins, really everything you could want for standalone beat making. I think this is a great purchase for a beat maker that is looking for their first piece of gear and wants something nice and modern. Now, the SP404, this is kind of my true love. I've used this for years as my standalone piece of gear. I made all my beats on this for years. There are just a few quality of life features that the MPC does a bit better, like pitching and quick chopping. But other than that, this thing really does everything. It is a powerhouse, and the effects on here are next to none. You can really mangle a sample on this thing. It's got 24 built-in effects just on this MFX button right here, and that's not even counting the DJ effects looper, the isolator, the delay, and the filter drive. Lots of people buy this just for the effects. Now, I don't really like that. I love making beats on this. I think it's fantastic for making beats. But I will admit that right now, having my MPC, this kind of has become just an effects box, but I will be changing that in the near future. I don't want to let this just fall by the wayside because it's a fantastic piece of gear. Now the 202 I actually bought to use in tandem with my 404. So like I mentioned just a minute ago, the MPC does a couple of things that the 404 doesn't, like pitching, and the pitch on the 202 is fantastic. Even though this is an older piece of gear, it's got a really smooth, buttery pitch function on here that just completely outclasses the pitch function on the 404. So I used the 202 to sort of fill in the gaps that I had in my 404 when I was using this as my main piece of equipment. Now that I've got my MPC, I mostly use the 202 for live performances. I'll load this up with samples and vocal drops and effects and stuff like that to trigger while I'm playing beats off of my 404. And finally, the Stylophone. So this is the only piece of equipment here that is not a sampler. This is an analog stylus controlled synth from the late 60s. It was kind of seen mostly as a toy until people like David Bowie started using it in their albums. I use it mostly for transitions and adding a little bit of spice to my beats. It's got a really unique sound that is not emulated by many things like the MPC or DAWs or other plugins. It's got a really fun sound to it, and like I said, it's really great for just adding some flavor to beats. So that's pretty much my setup. That's how they all sort of communicate with each other. I hope you found this helpful, and if you have any questions, just leave a comment. Alright, so that's pretty much my current setup. I hope you guys found this helpful. If you want to see more content like this, you're going to have to make a sacrifice to the YouTube algorithm gods and help us out with a like, comment, and a subscribe. It'll really help us grow as a channel. Also, for the next video, G Thinks Mr. and I are going to be tag teaming a beat, and we want you guys to choose the sample. So leave us a comment down below and let us know a sample that you'd like us to flip, and the best one will get chosen for the next video, so keep an eye out for that. Until then, you guys have a great day.